What is good, everybody? What is good is Big Game James here. Quick late night hype. We saw the game, Cowboys Eagles. Cowboys fall 28-23 over the Philadelphia Eagles in a very good game, one of the best games of the day, if not the best games. You had two of the top teams in the NFL, the NFC and the NFL going at it. We did our live broadcast with me and Mr. Castro. If y'all saw it, it got hated. I don't care. I went off. I don't care. I'm passionate about the squad, regardless of how I feel about the squad. At the end of the day, I'm still passionate about this team. I love my Cowboys, but they fall short once again. And just when you really talk about it, um, yeah, totally don't agree with you. Streak Beast 187, totally don't agree with you. Dak was the reason why they were in this game. I'm definitely going to show you a play that this one Dak missed. I went through it tons and tons of times. I haven't got to look at the all 22 because my all 22 is acting up right now. So I have to kind of look at something else, but I played it like 8 times. There is no other safety. Reed Blankenship is in the far corner, but there's no safety over the middle. Kevin Byard jumps the route with CeeDee Lamb. They man up, they keep the one safety. He flows with CeeDee Lamb in the slot, and then that's when Jake Ferguson. But we'll talk about that. But it definitely was not Dak's fault, the reason why they lost this game, because he's the reason why they kept him in this game. Now I'm going to talk about a few things. I called this damn game to a T. If you watched the show all week and you listened to what we were talking about between me and Connor Lifesay, we both kind of hit this on the nail in this. Me and Stargazer, that's a show you definitely need to tune into because she was great in her 4 points to win games. She's definitely great, and we kind of flowed off that. And then also on the final word, and even on burgers and blitzes, all these things that we talked about, and we both talked about in that first part of the drive. The Cowboys, I thought they were going to go. I said, if the Cowboys come in there soft, I'm going to know they're going to lose or get blown out. Now, they started out exactly what I told them not to do, and they did it. They started out with the first 2 runs and then a pass to CeeDee Lamb, and I'm like, here we go. They're going to be on that BS. Eagles take it right down the field and score. They get aggressive. CeeDee Lamb gets hit on some passes. Dak gets hot. Obviously, you see Cowboys get the touchdown. And then it was aggressive play calling. I said this was going to have to be a game where the Cowboys, I basically said this out loud. I said the Cowboys were going to have to win this game by throwing the ball, and they weren't going to win running. Well, let's look at the stats right quick. Pull these stats up right quick. Tony Pollard actually didn't have a bad game, but it was the passing game. We're going to show this right quick. It was the passing game that really set up the run, just as I was saying. And I also said that this was a game that Dak Prescott was going to have to throw at least 40 times in this game for them to win. They were going to have to set up the pass to run, which I feel like they did. And I believe that's why Tony Pollard had his 51 yards on 12 carries. He had the big 15-yard gain, as you can see, and I think that was in the second half, but he was pretty much bottled up. Dak Prescott, once again, 3 games, he's rushed 19 times for about 66 yards or so. Nothing great, but he was scrambling for his life low key. And we're going to talk about Terence Steele because I definitely highlighted him. But he made the scrambles to make plays. So people who sit there and say, I ain't really listening to that, people try to say, oh, Dak is the reason why I lost. No, he was scrambling for his life because Terence Steele played another bad game, which I said he was. Yeah, we definitely need to give the ball to Rico. What's wrong with on? I don't get that, Silos. I don't get why we're not highlight. We're going to Brandon Cooks. But here's the good thing about it, though. This is what I was saying. Like I said, we're gonna have to throw the ball to win this game. We did that. Dak was gonna have to throw 40 times. He threw 44 times. He's the one that kept us in this game. But not getting the ball to Cooks is a crime. Michael Gallup, yeah, you had a couple tough catches. You had the one tough catch. Can't say you didn't, but still, Why are you going to Michael Gallup? He had the 3rd and 3, had the big drop on the 3rd and 3, which was a very catchable ball, was right in your hands, and we had to settle for the field goal. You're driving, you could have scored a touchdown on that play because you were driving right down the field. You have a big drop. I know CD Lamb had a drop, but Michael Gallup had a huge drop. To stop that, we go for 3, right? I said Jalen Tolbert needs to be involved in this game. Now, I know people are frustrated that Dak went to Jalen Tolbert, and I am too, because I'm going to show that play right here. But Jalen Tolbert showed up. I said, just like I said, Cowboys go to Jalen Tolbert in this game. Here's your 3 guys you go to: CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson, and Jalen Tolbert. Those 3 in the game will keep you in the game or win you the game. You see what CeeDee Lamb did. Obviously, we'll scroll with that up right there. He killed them. We said on the show, the secondary for the Eagles is suspect, right? You see right here, Jake Ferguson killed him. 7 catches, 91 yards. And okay, Luke Schoonmaker, I get it, but why you threw to him? It's not his fault. He was grabbed by Reed Blankenship. But why is Schoonmaker? Why is he throwing Schoonmaker there? Why can't Jake Ferguson just be in there? I mean, damn. I'm over the Schoonmaker thing. Now I ain't gonna kill him for the offensive holding on that play because it wasn't a terrible. Well, it's the fact that you got called for it, so it just annoys me because I haven't just seen a lot of positive from Schoonmaker. That's your guy right there, Jake Ferguson. That's your guy. He is better. I'm not going to say who's the best tight end since Jason Witten retired? I mean, he's got to be, because he's better than Dalton Schultz. I don't care. Jake Ferguson is better than Dalton Schultz. Jake Ferguson is better than Blake Jarwin. Who else do we have? Jake Ferguson is becoming a top tight end and will be one of the top tight ends. That's a guy I wanted in the draft heavily. I put him in 3 of my mock drafts. I went and saw him in the Senior Bowl. When I instantly saw him, I said, he's the type of player that the Cowboys want, but he's got more sneaky athleticism than it looks to be, and he's showing that. But Jake Ferguson is becoming a guy. So you need to continue to – those targets, 10 – 16 to CeeDee Lamb, that's the way it needs to be. The targets to Jalen Tolbert, yes, 5 targets, 3 receptions, 49, 1 touchdown. Is a 90% rating when you go to him. You need to get Brandon Cooks more involved. That can't happen in a game like this. 1 catch for 7 yards. That can't happen, okay? But you got to continue to give Jalen Tolbert more burn than Michael Gallup. It has to happen now. It has to happen now. I hope the money game doesn't get this involved in, okay? If the money thing gets involved in this and you keep on trying to play Gallup over Jalen Tolbert, I know what it is. And y'all ain't trying to be serious. Okay? Because Jake Ferguson is the guy now. He's showing that he is the guy. We know CeeDee Lamb was going to cook. Said get him the ball early. They jumped out of that first drive. They were scary, and I was like, here we go. But they jumped out of it. He got aggressive, and they were smart. But that wasn't just you getting aggressive in the play calling. That was Dak Prescott scrambling for his life, right? Because Terence Steele, you play terrible. Can I pull up? Can I pull up? Oh my God! Can I pull up? 8. You gave up 8 pressures and 2 sacks this game, Terence Steele. Bruh, what are we doing here, dog? You gave up 8 pressures. I'm looking at the stats from a guy that I follow. He's really good with the numbers. Terence Steele gave up 8 pressures in that game against the San Francisco 49ers. Getting killed off the edges. And what did I say all week? Terence Steele was going to get worked by Hassan Reddick. I said it all week. Terence Steele was going to have a terrible game. Said all week, he's going to have a terrible game. Right? And he did. He had a terrible game. And I said on a show, I think I did a video, and I said, you know what? I'm giving Terence Steele the benefit. I'm not anybody to give him. Yes, the refs didn't help, but on both sides, I think both sides had 10 penalties, and Dallas was gifted a whole bunch of penalties on that last drive. So it ain't just I ain't using the refs on this. Dallas, these were self-inflicted wounds on why Dallas lost this game. Let's keep it real. This is a game where I can honestly say, not just the refs, because the refs were calling them calls on them, that we were getting calls all the way down the field on that last drive. They were sus on both sides, period, point blank. But Cowboys self-inflicted wounds. You had the holding penalty that negated the 18-yard run um with Dowdell. That took you off the field. You have you can't get a touchdown within. Oh, and then when we score the touchdown, and like I said, I'm not blaming, but these are just little things that Dallas do to kill ourselves. You kill me? That we score the touchdown, right? We score the touchdown, and Dak Prescott, he does a great job of avoiding the and he's running and he gets these scores, but his foot is out of bounds. uh you're not mad at, I'm not hating, but you right there, that play hurts us because now instead of us scoring, you got the 2-point conversion, it's 25-28. We score a field goal, we don't have to score the touchdown, we go on overtime, you possibly win the game. You get what I'm saying? Because we know Aubrey has been playing good football. So you step out of bounds on that play, that negates the 2-point conversion. So now instead of you tying the game with the field goal, now you got to score a touchdown to win. So that was a play that hurt us. That's a self-inflicted wound. You feel me? We're killing ourselves we have the false start 5 yards back. Then you have Terence Steele. And then when people are sitting there saying, one of my guys that I follow, I ain't gonna say his name because I don't want to just call him out. But I mean, he sits there and says, Dak plays a great game, but you just can't do this at the end of the game and take a sack. Bro, I watched that play like 100 times, seems like, and I don't care. Terence Steele got whooped off that play. When Brandon Graham got the sack, he whooped Terence Steele too. Terence Steele was getting whooped off that line of scrimmage all day. Dak was scrambling for his life all game, making plays with his legs, making great plays. Terence Steele, they always say Terence Steele has not always been good in pass pro. Well, that's got to be better because Terence Steele just got paid, and I ain't mad at him for coming back from his injury quick because Terence Steele wanted some security. I'm not mad at the player for wanting to do that at all. So that's why he probably busted his butt to come back from that ACL. But dog, the knee can't be right because you're getting worked like the first year Terence Steele. Not the Terence Steele we've been seeing that was getting that contract, but the Terence Steele, we were like, what the hell is going on? First year Terence Steele. That was crazy. And that is killing the Dallas Cowboys right now. They have to look at that right tackle position and look at it deeply because they got to figure that out because it's too much of people getting worked on that line of scrimmage, and that line is killing us right now. You can't run the ball like you want to start out running. You got to throw to run. You're not a physical offensive line. Okay. You got the one big run, but you really weren't having good runs. You're not a physical offensive line. And Terence Steele continually is getting beat on that opposite side of, and we don't know when Tyron Steele is going to be healthy. He just was hurt. And you cannot bank or rely on Tyron Smith. The only guy that's really, like I said, Zach Martin is doing his thing as always. But Tyler Smith is the guy. But you don't know what your tackles are looking like from week to week right now. And that's what's killing Dallas. I mean, I don't know if you're going to put Asim Richards there. I'm cool with that. They're talking about putting Emo Edoge over there at the right side because I believe he played right tackle too. I would rather see, if you're going to see Edoga, because Edoga hasn't played bad at the time. He hasn't played great, but he hasn't played terrible. You get what I'm saying? Yes, Tyron was good today, but we can't rely on him. So I ain't counting no Tyron. You feel what I'm saying? You can't rely on him week to week. But, like I said, Dak had no time to throw the damn ball on that last play. Because Terence Steele's not you got to block somebody, man. That's frustrating because number one, the frustrating part was when if you were watching the game, if you were watching the live stream, I said I had the bad feeling Cowboys were going to take it all the way down the field, 12-play drive, and then get stopped on the one. Yes, Reed Blankenship grabbed Luke Schoonmaker, but why is Luke Schoonmaker in that game right now? You going to him on the 4th down? I'm tired of that. I just can't blame you, old Schoonmaker, because you caught it, but doggone it. And you can't even blame Dak on that play because he had to get rid of it because they sent the blitz early. And really, if you look at the play, I'm looking where Tony Pollard is supposed to be blocking because he hasn't blocked anybody. Now, there's another man that was sitting there, but he didn't come in and rush. Tony Pollard, you got to be looking who you're supposed to be blocking on that play because Tony Pollard had a free man. He blocked nobody on that play. The guy blitzed in on Dak, and Dak had to get rid of it split second and throw it to Schoonmaker. But I'm looking at Tony Pollard like, if you pick up that block right there, Dak has an extra 1.5 second maybe to look for somebody instead of having to throw that ball. You calling it, Trey. And then on that last drive, you feel me? And then we're going to talk about this, but on that last drive, Trey's calling it. I said it. We're sitting right there. It's what, first and goal or first down and 10. And I said, Dak, don't take that sack. But it wasn't his fault on that. You know, feel me, Trey. I said, he cannot take a sack right here. And the next play, he takes 11-yard sack. You feel me? So that's frustrating, yes. But I did see Mike McCarthy. That is on Mike McCarthy. You got to roll some guys over there, put a tight end over there to block. I did see a couple plays where they had Tony Pollard automatically go over there and help Terence Steele, but it wasn't enough, and it wasn't enough time. Yeah, throw it away, but here's my thing. He wasn't really out the pocket. They could throw intentional grounding because he hadn't moved out the pocket. He had nowhere to go, dog. You know what I'm saying? If he's throwing that ball, he didn't even move out of that pocket. They're calling, to me, if the refs were calling that game stupid the way they were, they would have threw a flag on intentional grounding. You feel me? Because he wasn't outside the pocket. That came too quick for him to get outside of that pocket. I feel you throw it away, but then I'm thinking they're going to throw the flag on intentional grounding. You know what I mean? So that's why I just feel like that happened the way it did, because that was bang bang. You know what I mean? But to me, y'all, this is the play that sticks out to me. This is the play that sticks out to me, y'all. I should rewind it first. I'm gonna rewind it first, then I'm gonna show it again. This is the play that sticks out to me, y'all. I know, and I've been looking at it enough, and there's no safety over the top right here. And I'm not blaming y'all, you Dak, please don't understand. But these are the self-inflicted wounds that beat us. This right here. Oh, don't start, Bird Gang. But this right here, nobody's crying. This right here. This is, look, 1:20 left to go, 4th and 8. There is no safety there. Hope I won't get flagged right here. But this is the start of the play. I think, where's Reed Blankenship? I think he's down here. But listen, this is where Kevin Byard is. And look at where Jake Ferguson is, right? Look at where Jake Ferguson is. Okay. And then look at CeeDee Lamb. Because see, this is where Kevin Byard, he's trying to match where Dak is going. He goes with CeeDee Lamb. His back is turned to Jake Ferguson. Okay. Now I'm gonna show a little more. I'm gonna pull myself out of there. I'm gonna show a little more. Now, right here, just I'm gonna show it again. He looks over there. So I don't know if he looked off that deep safety at the bottom, but there's nobody over here in this middle. Like, and look where Kevin Byard. So I don't want to hear nobody talking about Kevin Byard was sitting there and he could have jumped with Ferg. No, he didn't. Kevin Byard jumped and went with CeeDee Lamb on this play. Had his back turned to Ferg. Okay. Now I'm gonna go something else. I'm not blaming. Understand? I'm just saying this was our 4th down, and Dak killed it on 4th down. I think we were 2 for 2 on 4th down. Dak killed it. And look where his eyes is looking at right here. Now let's look right here. And these are still shots. Look right here now. Look right here. I told you Kevin Byard jumped CD. Look, this is right here. This is 1 minute and 20 seconds left to go in this game. And I'm not understanding. Trust me, I'm not hating. But this was the play of the game to me right here. He's right. Jake Ferguson has his man beat. He is beat. Byard is not looking at Jake Ferguson right now. There is no safety right here for this. No safety. No safety right here. Nobody is right here. And then right here, because he was going for Tober right here. And like I said, this isn't me just sitting hating on Dak, dog, because without Dak, we wouldn't have won this game. But this is a play Dak missed. I'm just saying, this is a play that Dak missed. And this was the play of the game to me, because there was no safety sitting right here to stop Jake Ferguson from making this play. Jake Ferguson has his hands out right here. If Dak hits him, there's nobody. And if that safety who Reed Blankenship, I didn't see him because I thought they only had 10 men on the field, because I could see Reed Blankenship nowhere. He was down at the bottom. Dak could have hit him right here, and you could have got a first down and could have kept this ball moving. That's all I'm saying. This was the play of the game to me at the end of the game. Even though we came back and we went all the way down, give it, Terence Steele, you gave up big sacks. Okay? You gave up big sacks. Facts. You gave up big sacks at the end of the game. We could have scored that last drive. We got miracle plays from the refs getting us in there. But dog, this was the play right here on the fourth down. We got lucky and got the ball back and took it back down the field, and that was awesome. And guess what? Your boy Terence Steele, you didn't play good, and you should have blocked, and you should have gave Dak time, because he probably could have scored, because he took us right down the field. He was throwing big throws, critical throws to CeeDee Lamb. But, dog, this is just the one you missed. And I love you, dog, but this is just the one you missed. He's wide open right here. That guy is beat. There's no safety right there. He did. He played his butt off. But I'm just saying, that's the one. That's the one that hurt. That's the one that hurt us. You know? And that's what I talk about, the self-inflicted wounds, as I get ready to close, because I ain't going to keep y'all all night. Like I said, you can look at me like I'm blaming Dak. I had some people try to come at me on Twitter and saying, oh, you don't know, it was bang, bang play. You know what I'm saying? Dak is fast. I know it's a fast damn game. Am I stupid? Do I know? I just said it was a fast. That's why Dak couldn't get that ball out, because that was a bang, bang play with Terence Steele missing that block. You know, I didn't play no football in college, but I played in high school long enough. I coached long enough to know the speed of the game. So nobody is like dumb to that. So when I hear people say, oh, you don't know it's the fast part, you being an armchair, bro, no, what are you talking about? You watch the tape, and the tape shows you that didn't have to be bang, bang. That was a play that was open, and he could have made it. And you say, yeah, you're the type of dude that bangs Dak. No, I'm just calling it for what it is. My man played a hell of a game. 374 yards and 3 touchdowns. Scrambled his ass off. I said everything that was real. But that was a play that was missed in the critical part of the game. It was 1:14. It was fourth down. You get that first down, or possibly more. You possibly could win the game right there. Now, you could have won the game at the end too, but that was a play that could have changed the game as well. And you didn't have to worry about using all your timeouts, because you still had timeouts at that particular time. I believe you still had 3 timeouts. If you would have got that first down, I believe Dallas still had 3 timeouts with that a minute 14 left in the game. So you didn't have to rush, and you could have drained that clock even more and possibly scored a touchdown and walked off. That's all I'm saying. So when I'm saying Dallas, I also made a post that rubbed some people the wrong way, which I don't care. I'm going to say it anyway, whether you like it or not. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to nobody, but I'm going to speak my opinion. And that's why I say Dallas is good, but they're not good enough. And I'm not hating on the way Mike McCarthy called, except that first drive. I'm not hating on anything he did like that, but Dallas is good, but they're not good enough. Self-inflicted wounds, beat them again. I just pointed those things out. Not saying we didn't bust our ass. We didn't play a hard fart game. We didn't bang. We went into Philly and bang. But those mistakes those are the things that continue to make you where you're either going to be a great team or a good team. And right now, Dallas is a good team, but they're not good enough. So if you're a great team, you don't make those little mistakes and you win the game. That's what great teams do. And right now, Dallas is just not a great team. They're a good team, okay? And they have a chance to, because this loss doesn't knock you out. Okay, because next you have the Giants who just lost Daniel Jones. Although I think, and I'm sorry that Daniel Jones got hurt, but although I do think they're a better team with Tyra Taylor, because I think he's a better player than Daniel Jones. So, but you have the number of the Giants. You're playing the Carolina Panthers. Although, um, you know, we just always have problems with weird weak teams, but that's a game you should win. And then you play the Washington Commanders, you should beat them too. And then the Seattle Seahawks, even though they're probably going to give you a tough test, you still should beat them before you play the Eagles again. So that's 4 games. So that's 5. You should be 9-3. That's what you should be. 9-3 before you play the Eagles again. So this game didn't kill you or knock you out of anything because the Eagles got the Dolphins, I believe the Bills, even though the Dolphins are kind of fraudulent right now as a great team. They're a good team, just like, you know what I'm saying, with Dallas. They're a good team. When they play good teams, though, the Miami Dolphins played the Buffalo Bills, you lost. The Miami Dolphins played the Philadelphia Eagles, you lost. The Miami Dolphins played the Kansas City Chiefs, good team, winning record, you lost. So the other teams you beat were just okay teams. So now you're going to look at Miami like, okay, yeah, they're the real deal. No, you're going to say they're not the real deal because when they play good teams, they lose. So that's what I'm saying. Dallas, you had this opportunity, and I don't care if the San Francisco 49ers are on a 3-game lose streak, they beat you. I don't care. And yes, as hard fought as Dallas played, and I love the way they played, but you still lost and you came up short. So no matter what I feel about it, that's the truth of it, is that Dallas still comes up short. And as long as that happens, Dallas is still going to be labeled as a team that can't win big games. And that's just what it is until Dallas proves otherwise. I love the grit that they did. I like how Mike McCarthy called the game at the end. But at the end of the day, Dallas didn't win, and I don't like that. And if you're trying to be a great team, you have to win those games. And also, I told y'all at the very beginning, not even this time, that Cardinals loss is a bad loss, and it's looking even worse right now because what, they're 1-8 right now. Their only loss is to the Dallas Cowboys, and I said that loss was going to come back and haunt the Dallas Cowboys later in the year, and it is, because that was a terrible loss. You should have never lost to them. And what's so crazy about that is you let Josh Dobbs do what he did to y'all in that game, and he got cut. He got benched, and then he got cut. And yeah, he went to Minnesota and they won because Minnesota's got a pretty decent team, which the Cardinals don't. But you lost to him and that team, and that loss is going to stick out like a sore thumb later on because you should have never lost to them. And so, hey, that's just what I mean. So that's just from me. You got to win bigger games, Dallas, in my opinion. And these type of games you got to win. Even though it was tough, you got to win these games. Because as long as you don't, I'm sorry, I can't believe you're going to do it in the playoffs. Well, if you can't do it now, you're going to miraculously do it in the playoffs. And I haven't seen you do it. So that's when people want to get frustrated with me and say I'm a pessimistic, or all I do is cry and complain. I don't really care. I don't really care if you say I cry and complain. These are the games that I watch that I'm going to judge if you're a team that's going to be a for real team or not. And when you play these teams, you don't beat them. And so what makes me think that you're going to go to the playoffs? Because I definitely think the Cowboys are still going to the playoffs. But what makes me think that you're going to rise above and do it in the playoffs if you have to go on the road? And you had self-inflicted wounds is why you beat yourself. Sorry. Y'all can believe that. Sorry. Y'all can believe that. I just I just can't believe that. So Cowboys got a show. You got the game next week, and like I said, this could be a bounce back game. This shouldn't even be a bounce back game. These should be wins anyway. Cowboys should be 9-3 heading to see the Eagles again when the Eagles come to Dallas. That should happen. And I said the Cowboys were going to lose in Philly anyway in our first early predictions. I called for the win because I said if the Cowboys got aggressive and played aggressively, they could beat them. And they should have. Let's keep it real. Dallas should have beat Philly right here, but they didn't. And like I said, plays that were missed, self-inflicted wounds, and those type of things will keep you from not being a great team, and that will keep you from taking what you ultimately want to take, is a championship, or get to a championship, or get to a Super Bowl, because you can't beat yourself. And mental mistakes like they did and bad penalties bad sacks, bad playing of giving up sacks, missed opportunities. That's going to hit you. So appreciate everybody that came in the building. Appreciate everybody that kicked it with me today. We'll see what the boys do. Like I said, the Cowboys should be 9-3 from this point. They should win the next 4 games before they play Philly again, and then we'll see on that matchup. I said they should beat Philly, so really it should be 10-3. And then you got Buffalo, then you got the Dolphins, and then we'll see what you really should do. And at the end of the day, I think I called another 12-5 season or a 13-4. I think I called one of those. So I think I said another 12-5 season. Not mistaken. So it is what it is, but we'll see what the Cowboys do. I'm Big Game James. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. I'm out.